So has the increase in possibly unexpected fan reaction helped, or do you think hindered the whole program development?
My sort of take on it is that I love the fan base. I love that people are so interested in it, but I think they became so interested in it because we were doing something right. And I don't want to change the program to fit some new thing. People are going to continue to love it because we're going to continue to do what we started out wanting to do. So it doesn't. I don't think it influences the storytelling. We had a plan for how to tell the stories, and that's what we're going to stick to because it seems to be working for us.
You just mentioned about your input. So how have you ladies who've been voicing the characters been able to actually direct or guide the shape of the show, or how much of it has been coming down from on high?
Well, I think it's pretty much all come down from on high. Mm-hmm. I have repeatedly asked for monologues. But,
well, I would say that we don't direct, it's not something where they'll suggest a storyline, but knowing how talented they are and where they can take their voices and the types of things that they can do and the emotions that they can convey definitely influence us in terms of we know we can tell a story where Pinkie Pie just loses her mind because Israel will just take that to a great place. So I think that's the kind of back and forth, and that's the influence is having the knowledge that you can give them something and they are just going to plus it.
And I think what's interesting from the actor's perspective is that it develops as we go. So when you start a show and you start working with your character, then we're always excited to see what the next script's going to bring, because then that flushes out what our character's going to do next. And then the personalities come through, the situations cause us to do this and to do that, and then we start to build our characters further with the opportunity of the writing to do that and the interaction. So it's kind of an exciting thing for us to see how far that's going to go next or which direction it's going to take.
Was there any trepidation, because this is such an iconic 80s thing, was there any trepidation from the actors or the writers to come in and actually try and reimagine this, recreate the magic from the 80s to today?
No, there wasn't when I found out I was going to get to write for it, I was super excited because it was Lauren Faust who was behind it, and I knew that she would just make something amazing because she's extremely talented and had a great passion for the original ponies. I mean, she has, I think, all of them. She has a wall that is just all ponies. So I just knew it was in good hands at the beginning, and that she would kick things off in the right way.
Andrea, you and Ashley are the two who voice two of the main six each. In instances where your two characters have had heated exchanges or arguments amongst each other, do you record each of the sides separately, or is it a schizophrenic thing where you're going back and forth with yourself?
Yes, we try our best to just go for it and go back and forth and just go for it and be crazy. I think at the beginning, when we first started doing the show, we try maybe do it separately as well, just to see. But now we're just so familiar with the characters, we both just jump back and forth. And Tabby also voices the mayor, and Tabitha voices Princess Luna, and many other characters, and everyone's just all over the place.
It's quite wonderful to see and to listen to when you're not performing, to hear them go back and forth, especially in that one episode where you were playing. I can't remember the titles. They just bleed now into my head. But when they're doing this, it's just like it's like an exercise. It's like calisthenics or something. The muscles are just but it's fun to watch.
You're like, why is the writers doing this?
It
must be one thing. I know pull it off.
Katie or Princess Celeste, talk to Meghan about this.
I have a question about the state of television as a whole. I've noticed recently that sort of happiness is making a comeback. Do you feel that Thomas Record said that's also a show that's just pure joy? Do you feel that your show has contributed to the trend of happiness?
I think that's why it's caught on worldwide.
What a great thing to say. Yeah, nice question.
They're coining it really well, because that is what it is. It's a feel-good show, and people are just drawn to it like moths to a flame. And so clearly we need to make
flame of
that
happiness.
forefront. It's created this
Not one that
community. It's created a community. That's a sociological phenomenon, quite frankly. And then to try to figure out what that is that does is it's part of the fun, because it's just the end result.
I think it can't really be understated that, although we know that we're all one in the world, it's that we are individuals, and that we're powerfully individuals that make the soup juicy, soup juicy.
That does,
make the savory, make the oranges, make the salad.
Next question.
Wanted to know, for a hypothetical My Little Pony video game, what format would you guys see it in? Like Street Fighter, Sims, more Final Fantasy, and who would be the ultimate if you guys chose a boss fight? Yeah.
Goodness, we just spoke about how
Boss fight. I think like a Sims style, because I think that part of the appeal of the show is that people see themselves in the ponies. So being able to play a game where you get to be your favorite pony and take them through and build the world around them, I think that would be appealing.
Agreed.
Millions on Facebook.
Gentleman in the middle.
Hi. I wanted to talk about real quick what you guys' opinions were. As far as race in My Little Pony, we've had the Zecora episode, which was actually really amazing, being able to talk about prejudice in a family-friendly setting. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but people actually thought because she was a zebra that she was black, as far as being transferred over into the human world. When you guys do voices, do you guys take in kind of consideration as far as what race your pony might be?
I mean, in general, when you're doing a show, if it's very specific, then we'll try to, accurately portray that. But I've heard some of that stuff, and to be honest with you, it's kind of funny because they're ponies. And the other thing is that because it's all-inclusive and making everyone feel loved and accepted, I don't think, I'm the purple one and she's the pink one. Like, we don't think that, which I think is a good thing to fight prejudice and racism. I think it's almost silly to even say, well, she's this one or she's that one, and it's another reason why there's so much, love coming out of it, because it doesn't matter what color pony you are, you get to play with everyone and be with everyone.
And what business does a dragon have amongst ponies? I mean, there's kind of a nationality with different animals in a way, too. But, again, it's just that it's all-inclusive. So we don't think in those terms.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Question?
Question specifically for Andrea. It's similar to one I was asked earlier, but voicing two characters, Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, who are such polar opposites, how does it feel to play those two characters?
Feels awesome to play Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy. It does. It's so fun. It's, I get to stretch as far as I can possibly go in the crazy, hyper party. And then I get to bring it all back and be soft and kind and nervous, and I love it. It's a challenge and it's super fun.
It's weird that you got cast as Pinkie Pie.
Really?
What?
Just with the growing popularity of My Little Pony right now, has there been talk of developing a full-length movie, or?
No, not with me.
There's a question over here.
Sorry. If each one of you, as humans, had a cutie mark show up on you today, what would your cutie mark be?
We already have cutie marks in the band. Mine's a heart with a microphone, and she's got one.
I have a typewriter.
I think I'd have
people what that is.
No, a typewriter.
It's the thing that people used to use. Write things on. Google it.
I relate, because my favorite joke as a child was green, 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 yellow, brown number, pink, blue. And nobody gets that, because you don't do that.
sorry. If I had to choose what show up, I'd probably have them show up all over my body because I just like so many things. Maybe I'd have a couple of the bronies, stick some kittens, some dolphins, and a few, I don't know, trees and flowers.
So she gets the schizo cutie mark.
I think I'd have something to do with music, maybe. I'd play the piano, so maybe a little piano.
I'm a dragon. So I think Spike would probably want a rarity cutie mark.